29 says, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Brothers and sisters, my God is talking to you. Our God is talking to you today. And he says in Matthew 19:26, but Jesus said to them, with man, it's impossible. But with God, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible. And God wants you to know this. We have dreams. We have ambition. We have things that we want to accomplish. With man, they might be impossible. But with God, all things are possible. You know, God, if you would trust him, if you'll just trust him, you will know that we need to wait on him, because his word tells us in Isaiah 40:31, but those who hope in the Lord, in other words, but those who wait upon the Lord, they will renew their strength. They will mount up on wings as eagles. They will run and not be weary. They will walk and not faint. Sometimes this old world just gets you down. Sometimes this old world just tire you out. Sometimes we get so busy with our inhibitions. We get so busy with our ups and downs and ins and outs and stumbling and falling and pulling ourselves up. Sometimes we get so tired. But God, if we wait on God, God will renew our strength. He says it in his word. But those that wait upon the Lord, sometimes we are in such a hurry. We're trying to get here. And in this fast-paced world of microwave religion, microwave relationship, microwave love, and microwave hate, we have to learn to wait upon God. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up on wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. Woo! They shall run and not faint. Would you wait upon God today? Would you stop and take a minute and just say, Lord, I can't, but you can? Would you just say, Lord, I need you? Would you say, Lord, I am weak, but you are strong? Would you just raise up your hands and say, Lord, help me? I need thee. Oh, I need thee. Would you call upon him today? Would you call upon that name of Jehovah Jireh, our provider, Jehovah Nisi, our banner, Jehovah Shalom, our peace, Jehovah Rapha, the God that heals us? Because you know what? There's a way out of your mess, and it's JESUS.
Where can you buy a brand new Nissan with a lifetime warranty? Kingston Pike. Hey, folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. You heard it right. Every new Ted Russell Nissan comes with a lifetime warranty, and that's a long, long time. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike.
Good morning and welcome to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Ask Your Neighbor can also be heard and seen on our website, WYSHradio.com. And if you are in Anderson, Rome, or Morgan County and have Comcast cable, you can watch Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV Channel 12. Ask Your Neighbor is the program where you call in and do just that. Ask Your Neighbor. Do you have a comment? Do you have a problem? Or do you have a question? Then call in and ask your neighbor. 865-457-1380 or toll free at 877-711-4005. And for those of you that might be listening or watching on the internet, you can email from our website, WYSHradio.com. Just click on the Contact Us button and email your questions. Now sit back and listen as listeners throughout East Tennessee and the entire world answer your questions on Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV 12 and AM 1380 WYSH.
Good morning, everybody. We are here for another day of Ask Your Neighbor. My friends Gary and Johanna Whitley have come back in to join us this morning because it's something very important that we want you to know and remember, and that is that First Baptist Church, Clinton, Tennessee, is having RAM this weekend, and you are there. Thank you, Gary. And you guys, we just want you to know about it. And here to talk a little bit about it. And do we still need volunteers, or do we need anything? Hi, guys.
Hi, guys. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
We were just chatting away, wasn't we? I didn't realize the show was getting ready to start.
We were chatting
I didn't have
away.
my headphones on. So what's going on? We're getting close. Everybody getting nervous?
Oh, man. It is getting close.
Yes, ma'am.
Tomorrow, in fact, the resource tent goes up. So if you drive by the Family Life Center and in the main parking lot, you'll see the tent where the resources are going up. They're putting that up tomorrow. We've got all kinds of sponsor signs that are going up tomorrow. So tomorrow's kind of the beginning of the work.
Yes, ma'am.
To get everything running and going. It's a big operation.
Do you have a feeling? I know people don't pre-register or anything like that, but do you get a feeling if it's going to be a larger crowd, a normal crowd? Do you have any kind of?
Well, I'll tell you this. Gary and I drove all over Clinton and Oak Ridge and hung signs about RAM.
Oh, wow.
We did all kinds of social media posts, but, you just can't beat paper for some folks.
Sure.
So we went all over town and hung posters, and invariably, everywhere I went, it was so funny. I would ask the clerk, there if we could hang signs in their various stores. And they would get lost in it because they wanted to know how to go, how to attend. And you felt like you were meeting the needs of those folks just by hanging the poster.
Just by putting it there.
And we had little tear-off tabs at the bottom, and they were trying to tear off a tab while I was trying to tape up a poster.
That's a pretty good indication.
It is a good indication. It made me feel good anyway.
Oh, yeah. I have a feeling just because of the state of the economy or what have you, that there's going to be a need that might be greater than it was last time that we had RAM at the church.
Well, we haven't had one since COVID.
Since before COVID.
So, that's going to bring some folks in,
2018.
too. Yeah. That's
was it really
the length of time. Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it was in November, wasn't it?
It was. The last two were in November, I thought.
November seems to be our month.
Somewhere around there.
And
so, just for folks that don't know, tell them a little bit about RAM. We assume people know, but just like when you're out there hanging these people don't know what it is really, or where it is, or how to participate. So let's just start and pretend people don't know nothing and tell them everything.
Well, RAM stands for Remote Area Medical, and it is a completely free pop-up medical clinic. There's no questions asked, no insurance is taken. You don't have to identify yourself with your driver's license or anything of that nature. You just walk up and say, I need dental care, medical care, or vision care. You just need to pick what you need to see a doctor about. And we'll just be thrilled they're there.
Can people get more than one service, say if they need?
They can.
Okay.
They can. They can get dental services coupled with medical.
Okay.
Or they can get dental services coupled with vision, but they can't get three.
Gotcha.
So there's just not enough time in the 2-day weekend. So, but yeah, they can. What else you got to say about it, baby?
No, the people here in Clinton, I was surprised. So many people right here in town have tried to tear those tabs off the one we're talking about. And so I think the need's really great this year, and with the economy, like you said, and I think that I'm expecting a big crowd. You can come into the parking lot whenever in the night, and I remember probably as 18, because the last one, people even came at noon on Friday to line up to get there on Saturday morning. I was so surprised at that. But at this one, the times have changed a little bit. They start giving out the numbers in the parking lot at 5:30.
Okay.
And on Saturday.
That's a.m.
5:30 a.m. Saturday morning, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
That's kind of a new time zone for me.
You didn't know there were two 5:30s, did you, Joe?
I didn't know people did things at 5:30.
But the thing about it is you can't leave the parking lot. Like if you come in and get your number in line, you can't leave somebody in the family could, but you can't move your car and leave the parking lot.
Okay.
So if you come in, now we have got other churches and organizations that's going to have a booth out there and have bags with sandwiches and snacks. Hospitality stuff.
Yeah.
Including hot coffee.
Oh, yeah. You might need it. We're not going to have really bad weather, but it might get a little chilly.
It is going to be pretty for this time of year.
Yes. Late 70s, I think, 60s, 70s.
It's going to be great weather. No rain.
That's real
the best
good.
Part.
Yeah, I think I told you last time that y'all were here. When I went and I was just floored. I had no idea. I went and got glasses. And for 2 pair of glasses, it was $1,600. Well, I dropped one of them in the lake.
Oh, no.
And I said,
Oh, no.
And I thought, well, I'm going to figure out a way to get, cheaper ones.
Mm-hmm.
But even cheaper ones were $200. I mean, so and my eyes aren't that bad. So I thought, holy cow! Just that alone, and I have insurance, but my insurance doesn't have eye care on it. You know, so there's probably a lot of people that are in a situation that's underinsured or week to week. They may not. It's not just for homeless people, or it's for people that have everyday needs, isn't it?
Whatever their needs are, underinsured, without insurance. We'll just take anybody that needs help. That's what we're trying to do, is just help folks that are in need. And it does not matter the income. It doesn't matter their situation, because we'll never ask.
Yeah. I remember on the first one, Chief Scarborough, Rick was chief at the time, and he brought down the mobile police unit. Do you remember that? Because I came down, we just did a quick broadcast down there on the station, and it was Friday afternoon, probably 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and people were already
they line up quick
over there. Yeah, they were in the city parking lot, I think, at the time.
That's where they line up. That's our official lineup spot, if you will. Back there, I call it the old hammers.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know exactly.
It's a dance
That's
studio
what everybody calls it, the old hammer. All of us that have been here a few minutes.
So they line up in the city parking lot, and Scott Page is in charge of parking, and he will have a crew of gentlemen there. There will be restrooms there where people can go to the restrooms. Like I said, we'll have food throughout the night. Well, I think food starts at 5 in the morning.
Okay.
So there's going to be sandwiches and things like that, and so that they would not have to, if they're alone. I can't imagine that they wouldn't bring someone if they could. One could go get food, and then, the other one could stay. But if you're alone and you don't have that possibility, food's coming to you.
We'll have it on site.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
You don't have to lose your place in line. That's very critical. We don't want anybody to lose their place in line.
And how are we faring on dentists and volunteers?
Got all of our dentists.
Yay.
Got all of our doctors. They all came through. God always provides.
Sure does.
Yeah, even if it's at the last minute. He always provides.
I really feel like that it's, and I don't know all the sizes of them. The two that I were more, I wasn't that much involved in the 2018 one, but the two prior to that, I was. I just have a feeling we're going to have a huge turnout. Hearing what you hear and talking, just the response that you guys have got just around here hanging up posters.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of people that have needs, many of which maybe they don't know about it, or I think a lot of people have a lot of pride and they think, I don't want to go in there and have to give them my name and tell them I lost my job or whatever, but y'all don't ask nothing. So
we just
hope
provide care.
I think that maybe the word's getting out and people are starting to realize that, and we'll take advantage of it if they do indeed need it.
Well, I think that we're so lucky in East Tennessee because of the RAM headquarters is over in Maryville.
Yeah.
It's just right here. Now, they have RAM clinics all over the world, in several countries, all over the United States. But they're home to us.
Yeah.
So it's really special that they're here in our community.
And I thought it was really cool the first time when they said it's Stan Brock, and I was like, that name is so familiar. Like Mutual of Omaha, Wild Kingdom. Like, oh wow, he was the guy who wrestled the snakes. He did all the hard work while Marlon did the talking.
He came to the first 3. Of course, he passed away.
Yes.
But he would come and pass out the tickets. Now, in the past, they would pass out like 100 or 150 tickets at one time. Now they line you up in the parking lot at the place you pull into the parking lot, and then they take 10 patients over for registration at a time.
That's good.
They don't take 100 like they used to over for registration. And so when they get them registered up, they'll take 10 more, and then they'll take 10 more. So it's a little bit more civilized, so to speak.
Well, have they changed some of the ways they do things just based on technology and stuff like that, where they've gotten a little bit more efficient?
Yes. In the beginning, a lot of it was done on paper.
I remember.
And then They a couple of rounds ago, we in that big tent where they'd bring in and say, okay, we think we can do 150 today. So they bring in 150 people and register them in line and RAM has their own computers and their own network to register them on. But now our volunteers don't do the registration. RAM does all the registration themselves.
Yes.
So that's why they take 10 at a time. They'll bring, I guess, just an example, 10 people, and they'll take 10 in and get them registered and get them started and then go get some more.
Without them asking their names or whatever, how do they get them registered? Just for the need?
A number. They give them a number, and that number is your ticket, so to speak.
And you just tell them what you're there for?
That's the way it works.
That's cool.
I want to see dental, and if I can, I want to see vision, and you may have to wait in line to be the second thing, but you'll get there.
How late will they be seeing patients? I know Sunday's abbreviated, but how late on Saturday? What's the hours?
We will actually start closing around 5 o'clock.
Got it.
Now, there are some people that will arrive on Saturday afternoon, say 4:30, 5 o'clock, right at the cutoff time, and they sleep in their cars and wait until Sunday morning. So we try to leave them in their car as long as we can because they're more comfortable there.
Sure.
And they were coming over, like 150 of them, to sit in a little chair, and that was inconvenient.
Rather than line them up in the metal bleachers, now they can at least have a more comfortable place to stay.
Recline in their car or whatever, so that it's a little easier on them to wait.
This time, Ron, I noticed I was looking at the dates. The times the other day. I think Sunday used to quit about noon or 1, 2 o'clock.
I thought so.
Well, I noticed it says on the round paperwork this time that Sunday's till 6 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, and that's part of the pack up too.
Okay.
But I think they'll stop seeing patients about 3.
Okay.
LMU,
it takes a long time.
LMU students are coming on Sunday to help with the dental, the cleanings and that stuff.
Yeah.
So that helped us a lot. We were short on dentists on Sunday, and they've come, and one of the doctors that they are bringing from somewhere up there. I think they got a medical school. So
I remember when we did the first one, and it bled over, and it was in the Sunday, and I remember someone said, well, they got a little frustrated because we weren't going to have church. I'll never forget. Stan said, this is church.
This is church.
He told me, he said this. He said, I just said, I understand, but this is church. This is exactly, and I thought,
God tells us to take care of his people, and that's what this is all about.
That was one of the things. That was a long, long time ago. When did we do the first one? Do you remember, Gary?
Oh, my.
No, we did them about every 3 years.
We were there.
This is about the 4th one. So
long time.
So I'm going to guess about.
It was before the twins were born. I know that, and the twins are 14, so it was right around there.
Right, that's what I was thinking 15 years ago. So
that's probably right around there.
Right. And Danny announced that from a pulpit Sunday. We won't be here in church next Sunday, but we'll be having church.
Yeah, be having church outside in the parking lot, helping those in need. When you do unto the least of these,
Yeah.
So, how big of an undertaking? Bigger or were you prepared for the undertaking it's taken, the commitment it's taken to do it?
It's taken a year. I mean, we've been meeting for a year. We first started meeting once a month, and then as we got closer, we went twice a month. We're meeting once a week now.
Yeah.
Really, more than that.
On the phone.
Yes.
All the time.
It's a full-time job, really. The details are crazy.
That's the hard
ready.
part, getting all the small things ready, isn't it?
And RAM headquarters come in, and they decide where the clinics will be within your church campus. And so they tell us, where they want to set up and that kind of thing. The Vision has quite a bit of setup because they have to examine your
eyes. They
eyes.
make the glasses too.
Yes, they have a bus or a trailer that they make the glasses in, so they don't have to bring that in anymore, which is a blessing because our first RAM, they had to haul that into the church.
Oh, wow.
So that's in a bus motorhome type thing, and we're really excited about that. But it's unbelievable. It takes 8-10 hours to physically set up the medical equipment.
Wow.
If you have all your teeth pulled and are getting dentures, they're not going to make dentures on site this year. They have done that before.
Yeah. But
2 weeks after RAM, and you'll get a number and a piece of paper. 2 weeks after RAM, the denture trailer truck is going to be at Walmart here in Clinton.
Oh.
So the people can go up in 2 weeks and get their dentures from RAM up at the Walmart parking lot.
Well, that's fantastic. So, because in times past, we could pull them, but we couldn't do much else after that.
Yes.
I know we tried to do some aftercare.
Yeah.
Are we still trying to do some aftercare if we can?
As finances arrive, and as doctors will agree to do the aftercare, but we always refer them. And in recent past, we've done a lot of aftercare. Now, I don't know exactly how many we'll need aftercare this time, but
Sure.
yeah, we did aftercare last time, so I'm sure if there's a need, we'll be doing some.
Some of the dentists that are local will do a follow-up for those people.
Bring them to the office.
And RAM also now at their home facility over at Rockville, they do some dental aftercare over there too.
Okay.
And probably I too. They do some work on
And they've got that telemedicine, which I just think is
that is
fabulous.
amazing. Yeah, that is.
They can do telemedicine for some things,
Sure.
but that's a service.
And they do that now. Is that just for the people that have come through their RAM services, or do they offer that, or do you know?
Yes, I looked at their website last time I was here. I wanted to make sure I had spoken correctly. But yes, you can dial in. The RAM website, which is ramusa.com. I'm sorry, .org.
Gotcha.
Forgive me.
That's all right.
They've got a button on there that says telemedicine, so you can go in there and.
That's what a great idea.
Isn't that wonderful?
I think you told me before, but if so, I forgot how or why Stan started this.
He had been. He was actually.
He got sick, didn't he?
He got sick. He was on a reservation, and he was like literally 6 days from a doctor, and so he just prayed, Lord, if you'll help me take care of this, I'll make sure I will do everything I can to make sure this doesn't happen to someone else. And he came home and started RAM. And now he has RAM for animals.
Really?
RAM for people. He has animal clinics too.
When they have floods and stuff in other countries, even he at one time had some planes and
he'd
stuff,
fly
and he
right
would
in.
fly over and take care of the animals.
And he would
cool.
parachute down. It's crazy.
Was he ever associated with any church or religion or anything that you know of?
Knowledge.
Not to my knowledge, I've read.
Not anything that I've read. I actually met him the first 3 clinics, as I said before. We both did, because he would come pass out those tickets because he was passionate that everybody gets them in order. He wanted it to be fair, not one above another.
That's great.
And he would come and personally, he passed them out at 3 in the morning.
Wow.
And pass out those tickets. And he would usually stay till about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then he was right back at 3 the next morning.
In fact, he would sleep
was the
at
man.
night. He would sleep at night in the church, First Baptist Church.
Really?
Yes, he would. He'd sleep in one of the.
Anywhere.
He'd ask for a room, sleep.
It's just
He's quite a
fantastic.
man.
What a legacy he's left behind,
He
huh?
has. How many people has he helped treat? That's just amazing.
Hundreds of thousands,
Yes.
if not millions.
From all over the world.
And I remember the first time that we wanted to do it. Were we one of the first churches, if not the first church? Because he was very hesitant to let a church do it. And I remember too, Stan told us, they said, we can talk to people, we can answer questions, but can't proselytize. They ask us not to. And so have they started doing it at other churches now since they did it at ours?
Yeah, I've heard of other churches, but usually it's on college campuses more so than churches, or they'll do the Jacob Building.
Yeah.
Excuse me, in our area, but they do like Ron State and a lot of college campuses.
Well, I know that after we did the first one, he was okay coming back after that because everything ran. Well, it looked like it ran like clockwork.
Well, it did. I mean, it really did. And I didn't do the work. I mean, the volunteers are just fabulous. I just can't say enough about the volunteers. And they were all passionate about it being correct. And they may not have done something correct, but they, self-corrected straightened up and did it, the way RAM wanted it done.
Sure.
Because some of the rules, if you just read in their manuals, you'll think, well, why did they do that? But then when you go through a RAM and you experience all those people coming, you understand why the rule is there.
Well, they've kind of got it down to a science now, don't they?
In fact, you was right there, the first ones, and you just set up in the gym, and you had they had those chairs, for dental chairs, portable dental chairs, and they set up in the gym. Well, now each dentist in each place has its own little tent with a roof.
That's good.
And sides, and it's really
much more private.
That's good too.
Much more private.
It's an amazing thing. I hope people, I wish there was nobody that needed it, but we all know that there are people that do. And I really encourage, if you're out there and you need it, take advantage of it, or if you know someone that needs it, phone them and call them, and then they can call the church if they have more information, right?
Yeah, and I tell you,
I need more information.
We're just trying to find the people that need help. So help us spread the word.
Yeah.
Because we want our community, our East Tennessee to attend, and others too. But we just want people to show up and just receive the medical care that
I don't think you're going to have a problem. What happens, I'm sure this has happened, but what if they have to turn, is there a point where they have to turn people away?
We have had to turn people away, but what they do is they take their number and the next clinic that is in East Tennessee that's close, then they are put at the front of the line of the next one.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's cool.
Stan Brock insists on things being there.
That again, I wouldn't have thought. I guess maybe after a few of them, but they've got this down to where they know exactly what to do and how to serve the most people as quickly as they can.
But Stan Brock was talking to all of us, not just me personally, but this really made me think. He says a lot of people, the RAM clinics, that is their medical doctor. They don't ever see another medical doctor except one through the RAM clinic. And that made me stop and think. They wait sometimes for a long time for a clinic to pop up so that they can see a physician. And that just kind of spoke to my heart.
Well, in today's world, with insurance being as expensive as it is, and good Lord, if you've got kids, that's the other thing too. What about young adults? Do they
so
see?
Excited about.
Do they see kids?
They do. They do not see infants.
Okay.
But they do see kids.
Is that new?
That is new for us.
I thought so. Okay.
Now I don't know that that's not been something that they would do at another clinic, but we've never seen children before. Okay. But they will see children, but not infants, and they have to be accompanied by an adult.
Of course.
Now, if they're there with their mama, because their mama wants to see the dentist, keep in mind that if they're not receiving treatment, they can't go into the treatment areas. So that we've got to keep that in mind. But
do we have a place to accommodate the kids while mama's
we want them to stay in their cars if they can. If they have not alone,
yes,
but if they have someone with them, that would be the ideal situation, because there's a lot of especially in the dental area, there's a lot of things going on, x-rays, instruments, things that could really injure children. So that's the only caveat, but we are so excited about the children being able to come. I had a lady call me the other day, and her child had an ingrown toenail, and she is just thrilled
that she can bring
her child and get that toenail looked at. So, and that mama is worried to death.
Absolutely.
So that's first and foremost on her mind.
Worry about their health, and then compound it if you're unable to provide it.
Absolutely.
Has, we've got the Daugherty buildings being refurbished and turned into these wonderful apartments. Is that construction going to hamper a little bit, or do you know?
Well, we'll just work around it. Just all
they're taking up a few parking spots, I saw.
But you just work around it, because there'll be room there for both of us.
Good.
We'll be okay.
We've already talked about that in our meetings.
Yeah.
That we know that our church has the parking lot in the back, and that's where I think the volunteers, because there's like 330 something.
There's actually, over the 3-day experience, there's 485 volunteers.
Really?
That's people parking cars, carrying patients to locations where they need to go. That's security. That's the front desk. Oh my, that's the kitchen. That's the cooks. And
Yeah, we didn't talk
they're
about the
kind of
cooks.
like the best. We've got the best cooks.
One of the things we
but
do.
maintenance, Gary works a lot with this, keeping the power running.
Yeah.
Because all those machines going, you've got to have some serious electricity going.
Do you use extra generators, or do you just make sure everything?
Well, they're going to use a generator this time on the eye clinic.
Gotcha.
That was easier than running 440 out there.
Oh yeah.
3-phase. But one of the members at the church works for one of the major contractors, and he's put together a panel that comes out and just sits out here and then goes to each thing already.
Oh, wow.
So. Yeah, it's a major thing to get that much power. For you imagine having whatever you got, 20 dentists at one time with
I couldn't
all the
imagine.
stuff. And talking about the food, one of the things our church does different than other places, especially if we go to colleges, we feed for every meal the doctors and dentists and all the professional people, but also all of the workers if they're there at a mealtime.
Yeah.
So we got some.
So you got 485 mouths to feed.
Through the 3 days.
And
Not
on top
all
of the hospitality that you're giving.
Not at one time, but throughout the 3 days. And so there'll be a lot of people doing setup, of course, on Friday. And then it'll turn over to more medical type people on Saturday and Sunday. And then we'll have people in registration, people in the parking lot, security.
I think I told you last time you were here, when I came by to do that live broadcast, I was getting ready to leave, and I can't remember who it was, but they said, "Here, take this," and I was like, "I'm not taking this banana pudding." They said, "We've got so much banana pudding, we're afraid we don't even have anywhere to keep a lot of it right now," and I didn't want it to go bad, so I ended up.
Yeah, we made 100. We're making 100 brownies, so they're going to be bite and go. Just grab and go. Just put it down. But anyway, it's going to be that part of it.
Who's cooking? Is it?
Well, Whitney Denton and Beth White are in charge of the kitchen. But I think, here's the food service list. There's probably 45 or 50 food service folks that will be working through the 3 days.
Cutting up vegetables and fruit and stuff. And we'll have the banana pudding again. The lady that did that from another church, it did pudding that everybody loved.
Yeah.
She's not able to do it anymore or pass. We don't know exactly, but we can't. But the lady, I'll just be honest with you, we got a member in our church that does all of the desserts and stuff for the Appalachian Museum. So she's doing the banana pudding.
So she'll be just fine.
Yeah, she'll be just fine.
We'll be all right.
Yeah, but let me talk a little bit about our community.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just blown away. I bet we have 30 or 40 churches that are helping to bring food to feed these 485 individuals. And this doesn't count the sandwiches and the stuff that we give to the patients.
Sure.
And churches have volunteered. We'll bring all the chips. We're going to bring all of the sandwiches. We'll make the sandwiches. It is just a well-oiled machine. And our area churches, regardless of denomination, have just stepped up and just said, I'll do. And that's a very, very special community.
I remember.
They're just here to help serve the people.
I remember on the first one, and again, the second one I was more involved with than any of them, but I remember Joanne reaching out, and I'll say asking.
Yeah, Joanne's very persuasive. She's wonderful.
If people could bring, can your congregation, could you bring this and could you provide that or send, everything? I think too, paper cups and stuff, needing all of that. I remember.
Paper towels.
Yeah,
paper cups,
towels.
Plates, napkins.
You just don't think
silverware,
about all that goes into it.
Salt and pepper. I mean, it's just, you have to think of every, minute detail that individuals might want. But there's a lot trying to get it done.
Is there anything we should tell people that we can't see them for, so they don't come down, get in line?
What would be something if they're having a heart attack or something,
sure.
That's ambulance.
Yeah. That
needs to be treated immediately. But for normal sickness, dental, that kind of thing, I I don't know of anything.
No, if it's dental, vision, and the medical doctor can only do
It's like a
so
family
much.
doctor practice.
Yes,
That's what it's. Yeah.
So, but a medical doctor, he can, but he can.
He can fix you.
Yeah, do what he
Or
does.
tell you who can,
Yeah.
or send you on your way with some medication to help you get to that point to another doctor or specialist.
They don't do any, like if you had a bunch of teeth pulled, they don't do any hard drugs. I was gonna say.
Sure.
At the same time, as far as they can write a prescription, and we got a couple of drugstores that usually open that Monday, Saturday, and Sunday, and fill those prescriptions that
like antibiotics.
Well, I know Jim did. I know Clinton Drugs did. Hoskins did. I don't know if Apple did or not. I think they might have too. Karen was there. I know that they open up and help provide the prescriptions, and then I think we even did some diabetes stuff one year, didn't we?
Yeah, and then we had the mammogram trailer come one year.
That's right. I remember that too.
And the mammogram trailer is not coming this time, but we have had it come in the past. And I'd say if we have another one, it probably will show up again at some point.
Is it just scheduling or?
Yes, there's different clinics it has to go to, and it kind of goes all over the world. So it's if it's your turn, so to speak.
Ram has they might have 2 more clinics somewhere else in the country going on right now too.
Absolutely.
That's just again, what a legacy he's left.
He has.
It started something
and they've
great.
learned to do it well. And if you can imagine setting up 30, 40 dental chairs in our family life center on our gym floor.
Wow.
With tents and all the things that they need to successfully treat patients. I can't imagine setting up one, let alone that many.
I remember on the first one, I went upstairs and looked, and it was just, it blew me away just to look at, there was dental chairs, and I don't know if we had a bunch of tents, not tents, but partitions, that's what they were, set up, and all, it was, it was before it even started, but it was still, people were buzzing around like bees.
Everybody's got a job and they know what to do, and so that's what's important.
It's a huge undertaking, but it's an undertaking that we really hope that people in our community will take advantage of.
Absolutely.
If you have a need, again, that is what the church is called to do. That's hopefully folks have needs, and again, doing this on the radio so that you guys can listen and participate if you need the help. But also, we ask for your help in telling others. Spread the word, tell everybody. And everybody's got somebody that they know of that is either not insured, underinsured, lost a job, needs a job, whatever, that could use. That could use medical or dental or eye exam attention. So tell people, let people know. Hopefully they'll. You're probably going to have more than you can handle anyway, because I have a feeling it's going to be a big turnout. I hope so.
I hope so too, and I think the weather being nice will really help.
That will help.
Now we do have a prayer shawl ministry at our church, and so they're providing blankets if individuals are uncomfortable sitting in their cars. So the blankets will be there, and they're theirs. We don't want them back. But we've got a lot of blankets to try to help people feel warm and welcome, and so they need to remember to ask for those. Scott Page will have those out there by the trailer where they serve the hot coffee.
Okay.
And so we've got a lot of blankets. We've got a lot of prayers going out to make sure this thing is successful and meets the needs.
That's the whole idea, just to be able to meet the needs of the community and the folks that are in it. Is there anything else you can think of? Is there anybody you want to acknowledge? I know a lot of people. I want to acknowledge
Joanne. You know I do. Joanne Swan is just, this is her baby. This is, I can remember, golly, over a year ago, I was walking up in the youth room, and she and Amanda Taylor were down in the gym, and she said, "Hey, you want to do RAM again?" I said, "Well, yeah, when is it?" And it was like over a year ago, and it's kind of, did I really say that? But she has a way of just pulling people in, and this is just such a blessing. You are so sad that so many people need care, but you are so thrilled by Sunday afternoon that you were able to help provide care.
Absolutely.
It's a very humbling experience, a feeling that you'll never forget. And so it's a.
Well, hopefully people will take advantage of it.
I surely hope so, and I hope they bring their youngins that need glasses or any dental work or medical. We want to see those babies, not babies. I call all children babies.
I know you do.
Slip a tongue there.
Young folks.
Young folks come so we can help make them feel better as well.
We couldn't do this without some local sponsors.
Sure.
Our local Phil Wink was CEO at Delta Dental. Dr. Wink was. He is retired, but he still runs Smile 180.
Okay.
And that's one of our corporate sponsors.
I didn't know he ran Smile 180.
Yeah, he's the one that's his job since he's retired. He's not retired. And then MSG,
MSG,
which is owned by a local person here in town.
The Arrowwood family.
Family.
And Al Coleman's coming to talk to folks about their insurance in the resource tent, because he has some creative ways that they can use their Medicare to provide more services. So
that's fantastic.
You'll want to visit with Al, because I think a lot of us know Al Coleman.
Yeah.
He will be able to hopefully help a lot of folks for the future receive some additional care.
That's education. A lot of folks just don't even know what's available, and there is.
Well, we're having a resource tent this time. We hadn't had one like that, so I think it's a pretty good sized tent. And some of the local resource groups that have help for people are going to be there.
Well, Amanda's kind of established that, hasn't she, from doing those resource fairs where people can come in, and so now she's got a network of people that she can just call or guide you and guide you to.
Her resource tent is going to be phenomenal for individuals to know, what can I do next? Where could I go get this, or childcare, those things like that in the resource tent. So Amanda's done a good job with that.
Quick question: if somebody maybe they don't need medical attention at the moment, or what have you, if they can they, or would they be permitted to go to the resource tent if they weren't using the RAM services? So maybe if they need something outside of that?
Sure. Now, the problem is the number, just the sheer number of individuals on the church campus. But I would think we would be able to handle that.
Okay.
Handle that situation.
Because I know that she has those. She's having at least one a year where she'll have her resource fair.
She usually has one in August.
Yes,
big one in August, like 85 resources, and it's phenomenal, from Head Start to doctors to dentists. Different programs that they have.
It's kind of going to be one-stop shopping.
It is.
You come in, you can get your teeth fixed, you can get your eyes fixed, you can go through, talk down, maybe find out what you're eligible for that you don't know about, and then go through the resource fair or resource tent to see if there are other things available to you.
Right.
We hope so. That's our goal.
Let me do this, if you don't mind. Let me take a break to see if the folks that are tuned in and listening have a question maybe that we haven't asked, or something that they might like to ask. And somebody wanted to know when Mayor Frank was going to be on. She is going to be on the day after the election. We've got her scheduled for November 6th, for whoever that was wanting to know. We'll take a quick break here on Ask Your Neighbor. We'll be right back. And if you have any questions or comments that you'd like to call in and ask about right quick, 865-457-1380. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
1740, T1774, T1624, T1738 with Proof Credit after full factor rebate and Ray Barn Ford discount.
As the leaves fall and the stadium lights turn on, it's time to drive into the season with a vehicle built for change. Hi, I'm Ray Varner at Ray Varner Ford in Clinton. Whether it's tailgating, weekend road trips, or tackling the everyday grind, our lineup is ready to power through it all. Take charge in this 2024 Ford F-150 4x4 STX Super Crew, $46,994. Get out there and explore in this 2024 Ford Bronco Sport Big Ben 4x4 with tow package, $32,950 with 3.9% financing available. At Ray Varner Ford, you'll find performance, experience, and change you're looking for in this 2024 Ford Expedition XLT, available for $59,978, or choose 2.9% financing up to 72 months. Built for the game and built for life. The 24 F-250 4x4 Crew Cab STX, $57,888. Need car service? Visit our Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center today for all your car maintenance needs. Local you trust, a change you can afford. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton, I-75 exit 122, or shop us online at rayvarnerford.com.
Come Come, if you dare, to the Haunted Forest at Red Hill, 510 Red Hill Road in Andersonville, just 6 miles from I-75 across from Red Hill Baptist Church. See our Facebook page for the October dates. It starts each night at dark, and the cost is only $10. You won't forget this experience. If you'd like to volunteer or if you have questions, call 865-659-5693 or 463-7464. The Haunted Forest at Red Hill, where only the trees can hear you scream.
It's football time in Tennessee, and Hammer's Dry Goods is stocked up with game day clothing for the entire family. We're also receiving new shipments of clothing every day for hiking, fishing, and outdoor fun. Ladies and girls' boutique fashions are 25% off Hammer's regularly low marked prices. Check out our huge inventory of ladies' boutique style shoes and boots at discount prices. Come and see our complete fall line of ladies' fashion goods and accessories from Simply Southern. Select from a special purchase of comfort color sweatshirts, long sleeve tees, all at Hammer's low prices. And choose from our largest inventory of Wrangler ATG hiking and work pants. We also have stacks upon stacks of famous brand men's boots for $99. Visit Hammer's Facebook and Instagram for daily deals and new items. Come and see us at our new location in the big brick building right across from Anderson County High School. Or visit our other locations in Sevierville, Wartburg, Halls, and Newcastle. If you miss a day, you miss a bargain at Hammer's.
No time is a good time to have to call a tow truck, but when you have to make that call, Lowe's Tows is ready to help you. Lowe's Tows are Wreckmaster certified operators serving Anderson and Campbell counties, Powell, and High School for over 29 years. And they can tow anything with wheels, whether it's a car, truck, motorcycle, everything from a Volkswagen to a semi. They've got you covered. They also offer jump starts, and if you've locked yourself out of your vehicle, give them a call. They can get you going again. Lowe's Tows works with all insurance companies and body shops. And be sure and ask about discounts for military and for employees of Anderson County and the city of Clinton. If you find yourself in need of a tow, give Lowe's Tows a call. 865-457-6927. That's 457-6927. Ready to serve you 24/7. Locally owned and operated. Here for you for 29 years and here for you now. Lowe's Tows. 865-457-6927. We don't want your arms and legs, just your toes.
Good morning, everybody. I was just saying, if we have any questions, it doesn't look like it, but no news is usually good news. I appreciate you guys so very much. I really do. The work that goes into it, I don't know a tenth of it. Even when we were more involved than I am now, ours was just on the fundraising kind of side, which is, basically me just doing what I do. But I do know the amount of work that it takes. I know the amount of time that it takes. I've been on board twice when it was being put together, and so I know the work that everybody else has had to do. And thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us and helping us spread the word.
Anytime. It's absolutely my pleasure.
We're to spreading the word. That's where we are in our timeline. We want everybody to know. We will be so happy when they come.
Let me check real quick. I think we got. See, they wait till I get ready to leave. They want. Do you have a question or comment this morning for our guests on Ask Your Neighbor?
I sure do, Ron. It's
hello, Mike.
It's not Ram related there, but Johanna, I know she was really instrumental there. I told you yesterday that we just had our 50th class reunion there, and.
Well, I know Johanna wasn't there. She couldn't have been there.
I was
She was right in the middle of it.
It was so fun.
But I wanted to ask there, you and Gary there, I know here it's been probably a month ago, that you all went on like a 10-day bus tour out to Mount Rushmore and stuff, and I just wanted to know how you survived 10 days with a friend of mine by the name of Crawdaddy.
Did Craig go?
He sat 2 seats behind us, didn't he, honey? And he
gosh, I hope you took earplugs. I've actually seen that guy in Food City before, and I said, "What are you looking for?" He said, "I didn't come to buy nothing. I just come to talk."
That's the place to do it.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
All right, you guys have a great day.
See you. Bye-bye.
You.
All right, bye.
I saw him at the Rocky Top It's not been that long ago. Every year for Christmas, we'll go in and buy all the kids just those lottery tickets.
Yeah.
And so I was in there pulling. He was like, "Ron, you got a problem?" I said, "No, Greg. These are gifts.
So
these are gifts. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink."
He was on school board when I taught, and he was so much fun, and he still is. We just laughed at him all the time. He talked about hunting; that was his favorite thing.
Yeah.
He loved to go hunting, not hunting, but hunting.
Well, again, thank you all for coming in. What's church number? Do you know right off the top of your head, Gary?
We'll get it right this time, honey. We got it wrong last time.
I think it's 9358.
He's going to check this. I should have
time.
written it down.
Just in case there's somebody that has a question that we haven't answered.
They can call me, too, at 865-388-5346, and that's my cell, and I have it with me at all times.
And if you do need to get a hold of somebody, folks, you can call the station, and then we'll get you to the church or to Johanna or Gary.
He's got the church number.
Church number is 865-457-9353.
457-9353. I think we've got our audio-video issues fixed up. We've been getting the programs now about every week. I know you said you don't do that anymore, but I always call.
Oh, for church.
Yeah, if I send a message and I don't get an answer in a day or two, I'll forward it to him. Then he gets them moving for us and make sure we get it on.
Gary Jr. does all that.
Keep it going. But he amazes me at some of the things he does. He does a lot of that, like 90% of it remotely.
That's amazing, isn't it? Today,
when I worked, I needed to be there to do it, but he doesn't ever go on site. Hardly does.
Doesn't have to these days.
No, he just does everything remotely, so it's kind of crazy.
It's a brand new world, isn't it?
It is a brand new world.
It's their world, and we're just living in it right now.
Exactly right. That's exactly right.
Thank you all for coming. It's my pleasure. Anytime. I enjoy having y'all come up about anything. Just come talk about.
We just love to come and talk about our community because it is very special.
It is. And again, folks, it's this weekend. You can start
5 o'clock on Friday afternoon in the city parking lot.
And that's when they can start
parking.
Okay.
And getting the numbers of the order they're parked, and they'll start seeing patients at 5:30.
Oh, so they give out numbers in the. Okay. All right. Very good. So I wanted to make sure we got that right. So that if you go, you can go as early as 5 o'clock Friday afternoon. And get started, and then they'll start seeing patients 5:30 a.m.
Correct.
Saturday morning. Huh?
And one thing I failed to mention, we will have golf carts for those that are handicapped that might have trouble walking over to the church.
That's good.
So transportation will be provided.
I can't think of anything that we've not covered, but
we hope we've got it all going on. Yeah. We'll find out probably in the first 2 hours of the RAM. That's usually when you find out you got a problem, but we'll fix it if we do.
I want to stop by just to see it. I'll stay out of the way, but I'll stop by to see it.
We'd love to have you.
All right, guys. Thanks again. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Everybody, thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Make sure you tune in at 10 a.m. each day, Monday through Friday, right here on AM 1380 WYSH and BBB TV 12. Or listen live online at WYSHradio.com. And remember, if you have a question, comment, or problem, call in tomorrow and ask your neighbor. Or email from our website. It's Ask Your Neighbor. Thanks for listening.